Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready, set.
Mike, 56, right there, 56.
61, match.
And to give this time to the tailback. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
Hey, team 6.
From the gun, it's Brady. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That sack came from the corner. On the corner blitz, it was Josh Jackson.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line.
Let's go. 10-2, son. Jackrabbit. Check 37. Let's go.
On first down, Garvin. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Second and 12.
At
the 13-yard line.
Tight end right. We got 4.
Yep.
We got 4. 97's the mic. 97's the mic. Get the ball.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Ready. In your face. Ready.
Back to throw. Harvey. And a throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Ready. 10 over.
Hey, keep it up.
Mike.
Right back to him on first down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 38, Brady. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets it down to the 32. 7 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 7. First down, Seattle.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action, now it's Brady. That's complete to DK Metcalf. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Brady going to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Here we go. 30 base. Hey, watch the ball.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Check it back. Whip. Watch the whip. Ready, go.
Now a give right side. Garvin. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Harvey. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 48. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Intercepted by the Seahawks. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Brady. Oh, he tries to give it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. So we got man.
They'll run on first down. Garvin. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Back to you. I'm going back to you. Nice 7. Let's go. Let happen.
Operating from the gun. Harvey in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Mike, 55.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They try and run on first down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. To throw is Brady. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Let's go. 90, Wolf.
Now Brady. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
On 2nd down, it's Peters. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He's trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. And his kick is indeed good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you got all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. From the gun, Harvey. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Now they try the right side here. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
We know, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Packers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. Harvey is caught. Here's Langford. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now arguably the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Harvey, he finds Taylor, complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush. Hey, switch gears. Check 25, check 25, go.
Back to throw. Harvey, going deep here for Taylor. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 18. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. They find some open field here. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And some space here. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Brady now on first down. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. Here the Seahawks, they're able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded at the 8. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. An update from Denver. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find somewhere to string something together here, don't they? Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one. Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. On first down, Garvin. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield. And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Ready, break. Here we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. All right, I'm coming. Let's go.
To throw on second down, Harvey. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 49. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Well, this has just been obviously a dreadful day for him throwing the football. Now 4 interceptions. This one leads to 6 points going the other direction. Tough. Yeah, it is. And this feels old school to me because you never really took out your starting quarterback back in the good old days. No matter what was going on, he was your guy, and you rode him for better or for worse. In today's football, usually we've got a backup who's warmed up and has come into the game. So you can see an old school approach here that's not really benefiting them at this point. So holding will scratch off some of that return. And no fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do. They'll try the left side. Garvin. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well. They'll keep it on the ground. Garvin. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Mike, watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
On third down, here's the bruiser Okoye. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10.
Sponge out. No.
They run again with Okoye. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I got one. Say. Sit up. Shoot.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long.
97's the mic, 97's the mic. They gonna need some therapy after this. 97's the mic.
From the gun, Stanton. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work.
Gone.
They'll try and throw for it here. And he fires one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And to the for the return stops. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got to be Oski. Maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Brady now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this 2nd half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Brandon, never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And an alley to run. And he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
Second down and goal. Brady, his pass caught at the 4. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by one more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now a give, right side. Garvin. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Here I come. Here I come.
They'll keep it on the ground. Garvin. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks' 40-yard line.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Yeah, they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll run it now, out of the gun. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know you felt that one.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Tight into the right, boy. Tight into the right.
Move. Come on, set. 10-2 stop.
3 down, 3 down.
Throwing on 2nd down. Stanton. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Stanton. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. On 4th down, Stanton. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. They'll keep it on the ground. Garvin. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And his kick here is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
A pickup of 24, and that's where the play began, the 24-yard line. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Escaping the pressure right. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Peters, and he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Brady. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Stanton throwing right, and that's complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold.
Ready. 18.
Running right, here's Okoye. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
You ready? First down. 57, come on. Pretty quiet here, pretty quiet. Let's go.
Going to give this time to the tailback. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Hey, let's go. 57 to Mike.
From the 38, Stanton. Throws right side, and that's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line. So the ball moves from one 38 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. Stanton. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
You don't see me in your nightmares. 97's the mic. 97's the mic. Shoot.
On 1st down, Stanton. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 12. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations,